An illegal migrant simulator game in 2025, bro. What are we doing? Welcome back to Words Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol. And yeah, I watched Gamescom day one. I was very disappointed with it. I did not watch day two, where it turns out at the indie showcase, there's an illegal migrant simulator called Take Us North. So we're going to get through this before we do hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. And we're going to be reacting to the Asmongold version because if rumors are true, it looks like the real trailer, the main trailer, got privated on YouTube because of the outcry this caused. Let's go.
At Gamescom, they're currently showcasing a game about illegally crossing into the USA and processing the trauma from being a minority with real audio clips from real illegals. I have to see this.
Real audio clip. Oh, okay, hold on. I want real audio clips from real illegals, which means that likely this was a job. You know, they were paid to come in, give real audio clips and whatnot. So this company is funding illegal immigrants. I mean, that or they took them from the news or whatnot. I don't know. We'll see as it goes into it.
Have to see it. I want to watch it. This is content. Wait a minute. Okay, we might have something here. Let's get it.
As my pronouns are she, her, and
shit!
What are the odds? Pulls it up right as it says pronouns. Oh, we're living in the golden age, boys. We're living in the golden age, I swear.
I just got triggered.
Great. So I got a little intro. Thank you. My name's Carla Reyes. My pronouns are she, her, and yeah, I run a little indie studio called
Okay, so it wasn't live. You're around.
We're developing
Okay.
Take Us North, which is about migration across the U.S.-Mexico border. Which is obviously a very relevant and heavy-hitting topic, but that's why we found it important to talk about now, and I'll share a little bit about our behind-the-scenes in the development of this project, because it's very deeply rooted in research, given how sensitive and
I'm going to just wager a guess. I'm just going to wager a guess. It is not highly rooted in any sort of research, or if it is very, very skewed research from only one side of the aisle. So yeah, I doubt this. Just because you got glasses, girly, does not mean that you are intelligent.
Complex and nuanced the subject matter is, we want to make sure that we are telling these stories.
Are they going to research the way that illegal migrants steal the identities of American citizens and then claim their benefits illegally? I wonder if they're going to...
Is that how Microsoft was able to pay the illegals that apparently did sound bites for this game? Bro, imagine touting that as a selling point. Like, yo, we actually paid individuals tax-free under the table to come in and help us make this game about why they're here illegally.
Talk about that.
Authentically, and that we are, you know, reaching our goal in trying to shift hearts and minds around this. So before I begin, I'm actually curious.
Admits it's propaganda. Out the gate, admits it's propaganda. We're reaching our goal of trying to change hearts and minds about this. Not we're making a good game, we're making a fun game. By the way, I'm sure there is a way to do this and make it fun, or at the very least funny. Intentionally, mind you. This is unintentionally funny. But yeah, this isn't about making a fun game. It's about a game for change. This is a shoo-in for the Game Awards Game for Change category.
Yeah, this isn't a game, it's propaganda. Of course.
Yes, correct.
Obviously it is.
To ask all of you, because I'm mindful there might not be many Americans in the room. Are there any Americans?
I love official selection of the London Games Festival. You know, London, the place that is currently being completely overridden and infested with illegal migration to the point where there are riots in the streets, and you've got pubs that are keeping people out for just carrying British flags. And nope, I don't care if we're a long-standing British institution. You can't have your drink here, bub. Like this, yeah, it makes sense that this would be an official selection of the London Games Festival.
Americans, by the way? No, okay. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, so could I ask, what are your perceptions around, like, the motivations behind migration across the U.S.-Mexico border? Like, what are you hearing in the headlines in the news? I'm just curious. You know, you can shout things.
The fuck does that got to do with your game? Like, we're still waiting on a trailer or gameplay or whatever. She's been saying, "Oh, good, you're from the U.S. What are your thoughts on migration in the U.S.? Does that fucking matter? Is that gonna sell your game, bitch? Like.
Outer. Yep. Go ahead. Trump out. Yes. Okay. Anyone else?
Shocker.
I just hope that China and Korea can save us from this madness. Maybe like South America can. Oh my God. There's somebody gotta do this.
I do gotta give this girl credit, guys. I do gotta give this girl credit. And like, I mean this sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I gotta give her credit for not having a nose ring. That probably took some willpower. Not getting a nose ring.
You know, what do you think is the primary motivation for people from Latin America or otherwise crossing the U.S.-Mexico border?
Who cares?
Violence.
Great. Okay, violence. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone
that's
else?
the problem.
Else?
I used to live in El Salvador some years, and violence is...
All right, this dude got an accent. Don't care what he thinks.
This is great because I think, like, in the U.S., one of the narratives that's being pushed is obviously, you know, you've probably heard this. Americans are, they'll often say Latin Americans, or they'll be reductive to Mexicans. They will say, like, they're just stealing our jobs, right? Like,
They are.
I mean, that's literally a fact. It's not reductive at all. That is a fact. When you come here illegally and you get a job, that is a job that could have gone to a legal migrant or to an American citizen or to somebody who legally migrated and became an American citizen. That is like a factual statement.
They're stealing the jobs. They're creating more traffic. They overload social systems. They steal people's identities to get government benefits. They steal, obviously, a bunch of other different type of entitlement programs like food stamps, etc. They do jobs for cents on the dollar that should be made for Americans, or they should be improved by automation instead of relying on illegals as a, working class of people. The reason why people think this is because it's true. And also, by the way, they just showed up in our fucking country. Why the fuck should we be okay with people showing up in our country? We didn't say they could be here.
Correct.
What a ridiculous thing to say. Oh, people want to come here. Too bad. It's like even the base impulse of this is outrageous. Like the amount of entitlement that these people have is disgusting to me.
I'm going to posit a theory here, boys. I'm going to posit a theory. Do you remember about last year, probably around this time last year, it was discovered that multiple video games had been state and tax funded. Like, video games were tax-funded propaganda. Like, this was all officially documented. It is in the tax filings for, there were several European countries doing this. What are the odds? I don't know if this is true. Again, this is my theory, my game theory, that this has tax-funded, maybe USAID or some other initiatives behind it that helped this game get made because this is propaganda. I can't, when this game comes out, you know we're going to dig into it and see.
It is. It's absolutely disgusting. That's what the natives said too, no? Yeah, and look what happened to them. Not so good, huh? Yeah, I don't want to end up like that.
One of the big rhetoric pushes, and part of what we're trying to do is challenge this misinformation.
Yo, thank you for the sub, Cloud.
So
misinformation.
Let me just quickly show a couple of videos here. So we've done like voice of the people style interviews to ask people about their, understanding about migration across the U.S.-Mexico border. So let me see if this...
Public opinion on why people migrate to U.S.
Oh, hold on. I want to make sure this audio works.
Can't even judge for that. I've definitely started a few streams muted. All right. Let's see what this well-reasoned, young bearded man, this Timu JD Vance thinks about migration. By the way, I'm sure they have either cherry-picked everyone hating migration, by the way, illegal migration, to help strengthen their point, or they've cherry-picked everyone thinking that it's fine, it's no big deal. Oh, we're being empathetic, again, to build their point. The point is, they're not going to show both sides in this.
This is a video game?
Friends. Let me see. Hold on. Let's try this.
Quality of life, right?
I think it's like most things when it comes to immigration. It's always...
They didn't even show us the question first? Bro, propaganda at its finest didn't even show the question first.
you're either fleeing something or want to get to something.
Yeah, duh.
And like I know there's a lot of like violence and like drug problems in and around the border, like with the cartels.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine it's just a lot of fleeing that really for
human trafficking,
safety for their families.
Poor countries, they are not making good money, and it's hope of the people. I mean, from many countries, people are dreaming of living in the United States because they are sending to families money.
Man, they're dreaming of coming to the United States, but I thought all these leftist libtards were like, oh, America was never great. Oh, we have an entire system of systemic racism. You gotta choose one. Illegals, don't come here. America actually sucks. Or, you're right, America's pretty fucking awesome. But, like, look how they try to have it both ways.
Which they are making here. I mean, what we see here, it's like not big money, like $15, $20 per hour.
What the video is not going to show you is that when this dude's done being interviewed, he's going to run away with her microphone and shit.
Americans work there. You know, people would take who are more refugees.
No one cares what Kathy Griffin thinks.
The jobs no one wants.
The American dream, pretty much.
This is what I'm talking about, bro, right here. I've been trying to warn y'all about this. I've been trying to tell y'all about this. This is it. How disingenuous for them to say migration when the debate is about illegal immigration?
Correct.
Oh, it's because they don't believe that it's illegal. That's the reason why. They think it's okay for them to do it. Like they have some kind of like entitlement to come to America. It's outrageous.
More refugees than anything else, the jobs no one wants.
The American dream.
The jobs no one wants. Bro, I saw a post on X literally a couple days ago. Bunch of pasty-ass white dudes out in the summer heat doing roofing jobs. Oh, jobs no one wants. Like, get the fuck out of here. Trust me, Americans will take those jobs. At least the lazy, at least the you know, the ones that aren't lazy pieces of shit, the ones that actually will work. And guess what? I don't think giving work to a hard-working illegal immigrant is better than, you know, the lazy. No, fucking both. Fuck the lazy dude and fuck the illegal immigrant.
Pretty much. So, coming from where my parents, ancestors are immigrants, but this time, I think from back then, it's completely different. Mm-hmm. People come in to better their lives and better their family lives, more opportunities, better living.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was in New York City, where I guess people have a sense of, you know, some of the motivations behind migration.
By the way, New York City, so if you have a map of the U.S.,
yeah, this point's going to be golden. Obvious, but golden.
New York City's all the way up here, and the border's all the way down here. So if you ever hear a New Yorker talking about how good illegal immigration is, just keep in mind that unless the people get bussed up to New York, a lot of times they don't even have to deal with it because they're on the completely other side of the border.
To be fair, New Yorkers should be more worried about Canadians. New Yorkers should definitely be more worried about Canadians. But dude, man, back when I was installing security systems down in fucking Texas, right? Back when I was installing security systems down in Texas, you want to know how the majority of the customers that I had were legal immigrants, Mexican families, and guess why they were getting them security systems? Because they fucking hated the crime from illegal fucking Mexicans in their neighborhoods. Like, that's just straight facts. Even other Mexicans don't like, by the way, it's not just Mexicans. It's not just Mexicans, but the point is, illegal immigrants from Latin America, South America, a lot of them from Africa. We've had fucking Chinese spies come in like this. So, yeah, no. The Latino communities in Texas didn't like illegal immigrants. They still don't.
Yeah, they have like, it's insane. Yep.
Let me just see.
Martha's Vineyard? Yeah,
is it
definitely.
possible to raise the volume a bit, by the way? I don't know, sorry to the AV team. Could people hear that okay? Or, oh yeah, it was fine? Okay, cool. All right, let me see.
Bro, we're 8 minutes in and she ain't shown us the damn game yet. 8 minutes in and we've not seen the damn game.
I can go back here.
Okay, so do we get to watch the game?
See?
Apologies.
Do we get? I don't care about like this. This is just
goal with Take Us North is really to try to humanize migrant stories and capture some of the complexity and nuance So yeah, as I said, it's a narrative-driven game,
straight up
inspired
propaganda.
by real-world stories. So we're conducting extensive interviews with.
Take Us North plays the role of migrant. Players assume the role of a migrant guy who embodies the complex interplay of duty and empathy. I wonder if he sexually traffics the women that he's helping move over the border. They probably won't do that, will they? No, because it might make what they're saying look bad, even though that's exactly what happens.
Can you imagine, bro? Like, again, this is straight propaganda. Imagine when Jat 2 came out, right? Jat 2 back on the PS2. You went from just like Jak and Daxter, a fun collect-a-thon video game where, you know, you're just running around punching and kicking like little monsters and collecting precursor orbs and power cells and shit. Then Jat 2 comes out and it thrusts you into a future. And now, like, Jak is swearing and he has guns. And, like, it is edgy the hedgy before, you know, Shadow the Hedgehog ever was a thing. Jak 2, the original Shadow the Hedgehog, right? And imagine if they led that with, like, we really wanted Jak 2 to be a commentary on the rivalry between gun violence in America combined with the police state, and how even if you are using these guns, you know, to overthrow fascism, guns are still a cause for murder because you can kill innocent civilians, you know, in the interim. Like, bro, Jak 2 would not be the same goddamn game. This is propaganda, the video game. What was that other game that came out recently that flopped? Not Concord, the other one. I'll look it up.
I wonder if you're able to molest the women that you help come across the border with. Probably not. I wonder why. It's because it's not about telling an accurate story. It's about telling a lie.
With migrants and asylum seekers, and I'll dig into our approach to that in a bit. But basically, in the game, you play the role
Kids
of a
also,
migrant
of course.
guide or a guia, often known as coyotes. Coyotes are often associated with the drug trade. You know, people meant carteles before, but it's more complicated than that. And
it is more complicated. It's worse.
That's why we want to you know, show this game, because we believe...
Dustborn. That's the game I couldn't remember. Dustborn. Bro, Dustborn was like propaganda of the video game. This is the spiritual successor. By the way, Dustborn was one of the games that was funded you know, by the state. It was funded by, I believe, Canada and definitely somewhere in the EU, if I recall. I have to go back and look at it because it's been a while since I covered it. But yeah, this is the spiritual successor to Dustborn.
In video games as one of the most immersive art forms and as a tool to foster empathy and awareness of specific...
It's not empathy at all. You want to come to another country and experience its resources and then take advantage of it while not respecting that country's borders. You want to go into the country illegally against their consent. You know that you're not supposed to be here. You're going here anyway. You want to talk about empathy? I think that should start at the beginning whenever you come somewhere where you know you're not supposed to be.
Bro, it reminds me of that line from Independence Day when, like, the alien gets in Bill Pullman, the president's head, and he's all like, they're parasites. They come here to bleed our resources dry, and then they move on to the next planet, and they've been doing it for millennia. It's like, that's what this is. This is a legit invasion. They're parasites. They come here, bleed our resources, then fucking move on.
Why y'all put up with these retards? Honestly, I think that the time of putting up with these people is almost over. It is coming to a close, and I am so fucking glad. It's almost done.
Topics. Okay, so we watch those videos. Yes.
Narrative vision, real world stories and hardship.
Yo, dude, how you not gonna show any gameplay yet? God damn, son.
We're collaborating with Undocumented Filmmakers Collective. Oh my God.
So the project is really rooted in research, as I said. So we are collaborating closely with anthropologists. There's a lab at the University of California, Los Angeles, that's run by a professor called Jason.
So they're working with a university in California for this. I would have never expected such a dramatic change of events. Wow.
So I was curious. I googled the Undocumented Filmmakers Collective. Just want to show you guys this here. Undocumented Filmmakers Collective. The Undocumented Filmmakers Collective, primarily supported by the Ford Foundation, was also received support from other organizations like Firelight Media, Sundance Institute, NBC Universal, and the Gotham Institute. The collective's work is to promote equity for undocumented immigrants in the film industry, which is co-founded for the support of Firelight Media and Asian American Documentary Network, ADOC. A major fund of the collective, specifically via Allied Media. Firelight Media provided initial support and mentorship to the collective, co-founded with ADOC. Sundance supported Seth Hernandez, co-founder of the collective. NBC Universal supported Hernandez. The Gotham Institute, Asian American. Dude, this is amazing. Like, quite literally propaganda. Quite literally, like they're collaborating with a propaganda film film company to make this video game. This is, oh my god, hey, thank you so much for the sub, truly appreciate it. They have a character here, Super Gamer, by the way, thank you so much for the sub, Super Game. Karen recalls, she's been in the last few months, they have a character named Karen.
Can you believe that? Who would have thought? Yeah. In what world a U.S. person comes to Germany to virtue signal about their problems? Imagine traveling to the EU to promote such a game. Well, I don't know where she's from. I have no idea.
But they did travel to the EU to promote such a game. It was the London Games event or whatever.
How do you use your brain dealing with this shit every day and not want to blow your brains out? Because I know that, like, whenever I talk about this stuff and I cover it, I think that I'm doing a public service. I think I'm helping people realize how blatantly manipulative, toxic, problematic, and bad it is. I think that there is an overabundance of emotionally charged messaging that is designed intentionally to make you give up your country, to give up your culture, to give up your morality, and to instead
give up your freedom. Most importantly, to give up your all what Asmongold says is true, but I would like to throw in there to give up your freedom.
Effectively adopt someone else's. It's not about you being not judgmental. It's about letting somebody else judge you and letting them decide what's okay, letting them tell you what's acceptable, letting them dictate their idea of empathy. Their idea of empathy is we're going to invade your country illegally, and if you get mad about it, we're going to call you mean. The character name? What's the character name?
Top right ass, come on.
What she's been seen. I don't see character name.
Are you blind? It's right fucking
Top right?
there.
I don't get it. Scorpion by
Karen. Asmongold, name's fucking Karen. There it is. There it is. Oh, this is the moment it clicked. The light bulb moment was beautiful. Okay. I was a little annoyed. I'm gonna front, guys. I was a little annoyed that we were gonna be reacting to Asmongold stuff instead of the actual event itself. Because again, the event it was privated. But that light bulb moment right there made it worth it.
Oh man, what are the odds? You can't make, yeah, bro, this is poetic.
De Leon, who has done extensive research both in Latin America and along the border. He published a book last year called Soldiers and Kings, which is all about smuggling across the U.S.-Mexico border. And we've been working with his team. And there's also a collective of...
Anybody who's doing any smuggling across the border illegally isn't a soldier, and they're certainly not a king. They're criminals that often sexually abuse the people that they're doing things with.
Correct.
And also manipulate them, sometimes kill them, and traffic over drugs that kill people.
Undocumented.
They're parasites. The people that do that are awful.
Filmmakers in the U.S. So these are people who are artists and storytellers in their own right, but they actually also have experience of having crossed the border. So here you can kind of just see like
artists and storytellers in their own right. How much y'all loving that government funded art, right? That's like, I'm sorry, this game seems a little bit socialist if you ask me, a little bit communist if you ask me. This is government funded art.
Side by side.
Government approved art.
A lot of the
some CCP shit.
Oh my God. This is amazing. Wow. This is no game. No, it's not. Holy shit. This is ridiculous. I know.
And by the way, it looks terrible. We're finally getting, visuals and whatnot. It fucking looks awful as well. Like, oh man, Breath of the Wild looks so great because of the cell shading. It's like, yeah, Breath of the Wild still had, like several thousand polygons. What is this?
No, can you believe this?
The context that we're trying to portray in the game. So, of course, the U.S.-Mexico border, and it's primarily set in the Sonoran Desert, which is one of the deadliest migrant trails. And there are...
this game had to come out under Trump, right? This game had to come out under Trump because they had to make it a struggle for these motherfuckers to cross the border. Because if this game came out during the Biden administration, there wouldn't really be any enemies or anything to hide from. It would just be like, okay, press start and walk across the border, roll credits. Like, this definitely had to come out under Trump when, it actually is a struggle to cross the border.
Deterrence policies that Border Patrol has where they'll essentially, weaponize nature, and they're trying to keep...
Thank God. Thank God. Be lucky it's not worse. That's some alligator Alcatraz shit. That's the way it should be.
Migrants in the desert for as long as possible, suffering from, extreme heat, extreme cold.
The migrants just spawned there. They chose to go there. You decided to do this.
Walking days across the desert, and unfortunately thousands of migrants have died or gone missing on these trails.
Then they shouldn't have gone on the trail. They shouldn't have done it. Yeah, they shouldn't have done it.
You know what other trail has thousands of people die and whatnot? Mount, oh my god, I want some Mount Hill, not Mount Hill, Himalaya. Oh my god, I'm blanking on the tallest mountain. Now I feel retarded. Point is, Everest, Mount Everest, right? A lot of people die climbing Mount Everest. I'm sure there's a far more fun and entertaining survival video game about climbing Mount Everest than about being an illegal immigrant.
Maybe if you don't want to have this bad happen to you, maybe just don't do it. Do not come.
I've gone myself and walked along the trails and done
somehow I doubt that
on the ground work with humanitarian groups, and we'll talk about that. But
yeah,
there are also
I'm
other
sure
aspects of
she
the
went
trail
to the trails the same way that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez went to the border, in a very controlled and safe environment for propaganda purposes.
which I'll dig into.
Oh my god!
And yeah, just
show us some goddamn gameplay.
The team going to visit the lab at UCLA.
Survival and hope in the world of human smuggling. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. This is the problem that I think these people have, is that they're like, this is, you really think human trafficking is about survival and hope? Oh my god.
Well, to be fair, yes, the 9-year-old girl that's being humanly trafficked and being brutally raped is, really hoping that she survives. Yes.
Where we could see artifacts that were left in the desert by migrants.
Can we see the video game
on
yet?
A recent trip that I
video
did
games
on the border,
what do you mean
I
about video
games? Found artifacts that migrants had left behind. So they're still doing this to this day.
Wait, artifacts?
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, she's acting like she's finding like a Native American Indian, fucking arrowhead from the 1400s. What, like a Coke can?
Indiana Jones for a modern audience.
Despite everything that's happening in the U.S., because there's a lot of misinformation on both sides, actually, right? Like,
can of Pringles?
Latin Americans and immigrants from around the world are being sold this concept of the American dream, and that you can cross the border in this way, and it's very...
She's gonna call out what I said, be like, hey, yo, America's not so great. Maybe you should, which, by the way, it is. I think America's fucking awesome. But, they've spent all this time saying America's terrible, and now they're like, hey, but come here, we're awesome. Are you going to actually address the hypocrisy?
Complex, and one of the things too that I think is not captured very well is that migrants from all over the world are actually traveling to Latin America in an attempt to make the journey to the U.S. So,
say the quiet part out loud.
That's what Donald Trump has been saying. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Exactly. That's the issue. It's a little bit of a self-report, don't you think?
You see people from Southeast Asia, from Africa. It's not just Mexicans and it's not just Latin Americans. Right?
Exactly.
And I think this is something that also not that many people are aware of.
Everybody knows that.
And in the game, we try to do this environmental storytelling that's based on...
So let me get this straight. Your idea of environmental storytelling is putting 2 bottles of water next to some rocks. This is environmental storytelling.
Aren't these usually the same people that, like, care about the environment? Oh, don't litter. Global warming. Oh, you're destroying the planet. But let's go ahead and leave out these non-naturally occurring man-made artificial constructs in nature in hopes some rando finds them. And if not, let's just poison the ecosystem, and the wildlife.
Lot of the research. So one example is migrants will actually carry these black water bottles because they believe that they're less conspicuous to U.S. Border Patrol. And there's this like saying where they'll say it's better to be hot than caught, in that like drinking, like having these black water bottles actually makes the water almost undrinkable because it's unbearably hot, right? It insulates the heat. But, this is a very clandestine world, and something that we are trying to do through the game is shine a light on people and humans that are often cast in the shadows, right? They're fleeing persecution and violence, and they're living a life in hiding from the moment
That's crazy. Wow. That sucks. Too bad. Not our problem.
Flee their homes because it's often the
Why don't you stay there and make it better?
Cartels that are going after them, and
Yeah.
I'll kind of talk about that. But and then they have.
I don't want you to talk about this. I want you to show off your fucking
Mexican
game.
Border Patrol and Border Patrol within Central America as well, where
Good.
the U.S. has been training Border Patrol agencies in other countries as well. So it's a very complex.
You mean America is teaching other countries how to enforce their fucking borders? Certainly not the UK.
System.
Certainly
and
not
route.
France.
It's not just happening at the border itself, but it starts all the way in South America. You can see an example of like a rescue beacon here. So this is real. The image at the top is, in the desert.
Self-report red button.
And you can see they have this illustration of like an emaciated, desperate migrant, which is just very sad and kind of repulsive to me, truthfully.
Yeah, it is. I can't believe they'd try to come in our country illegally. This is the way that they try to weaponize your empathy against you so they can take advantage of you. Is that they say, well, we have to cross the desert. Well, no, you don't have to, because you shouldn't even be here in the first place. No, you shouldn't be coming here. You shouldn't be going in this direction. You shouldn't be trying to come into a country illegally. This is ridiculous. Not emaciated enough. I mean, she said like tons of people died doing it. I mean, I bet they did. Yeah.
But they'll it's Border Patrol kind of saying like we'll rescue you if you need help. So they know that the migrants are in dire straits in these situations.
And you can see how also in this entire story, not once has there been any conversation about how the people that are the human traffickers are problematic at all. There's no conversation about that. It's because this is not an academic pursuit. This is not something that's being done in order for people to understand things. It's being done in order to push a specific worldview that is intentionally like subversive to America. And this
I don't know if I agree with that. To be fair, I do think there's an academic approach to this because I do understand something now. I understand that modern gaming is dead. Boys and girls, modern gaming is in fact dead. If I didn't know that before, if you didn't know that before, maybe we were the slow kids in class, but modern gaming is in fact dead. So I will say there was some understanding to be given there. These bitches don't understand what gamers want. They don't understand what makes a good game. Again, this game is going to peak with a player count, an all-time player count on Steam of 93.
Also true with Europe. It happens with Europe too. It's propaganda.
So we've been collaborating closely with a shelter, a couple of shelters now in Mexico, specifically in Nogales, which is on the border between Arizona and Mexico.
Yep. $10 says that shelter, those couple of shelters in Mexico that she's been working with, get kickbacks from the cartels. Get kickbacks and are funded, at least in part, by the cartels.
Which is where the Sonoran Desert is. And I've been going down there and also like on a bi-weekly basis, conducting phone and video interviews.
Well, how much this game gonna cost? They be flying this bitch out to Mexico to visit people in shelters and shit, assumingly on the company dime. This game is gonna be so goddamn expensive, and it's all for the background shit that don't matter, that won't make it a better game. As we saw, the game looks like it's a PlayStation fucking 1 game from 1996 in terms of like its graphical fidelity and stuff to that effect, probably its gameplay as well. However, it's going to be a huge budget because of all this back-end shit, but the studio doesn't care. Why? Because other people are paying for it. The government's paying for it. All these third-party organizations that she said she was working with, like with that filmmaker group or whatnot, they're the ones paying for this shit. So where's the studio making the game care?
With asylum seekers and people who have, had to flee their homes because they've either been threatened by cartels in some way. They have not wanted to get recruited, especially in the case of young men, where young men are, it's either they join the carteles or they risk dying. Right?
What the fuck was that? Been speaking perfect English this whole time, and then carteles? I joined the carteles? Like, what? That is so fucking... That was some Kamala Harris shit right there. Change the accent. But she didn't even change the accent for the whole ass speech. She changed her accent for one word. Bitch, say cartel. Just fucking say cartel.
Only option is to flee. And that these are some of the stories that we're trying to weave into the narrative of the game.
Who the fuck cares? Like, who the fuck cares? Like, who cares? Like, what does this have to do with anything in the U.S.? Like, how is this our problem? It's insane, bro. Like, yeah. We got to play this? We probably should.
Fuck, I'm going to have to play this on stream as well, aren't I?
From a game design standpoint, we really want this experience to be, again, like, sensitive. We're not trying to glorify or glamorize this experience, but we want people to feel it.
You are absolutely gloralizing it and glamorizing it. By making a video game about it. Absolutely. You are doing both those things.
And we want to treat it with
glorified,
respect. So we're trying to balance these moments of tension.
I just realized, look at this. So you have to walk around the spotlight and you can see the two people that are avoiding border patrol. Like you see what's going on here? Oh my God!
Right, and having to evade border patrol.
He plays border patrol. I got a feeling you're not going to be able to.
Not make it trauma porn either, right? I think this is something that, because they're human stories. At the end of the day, humans have a spectrum of emotion, and so there is, humor and deep emotion, love, etc., more positive emotions. And we also want people to reflect on the universality of migration. So even though this is like on the nose,
I ain't gonna reflect on shit. Just so y'all know, I ain't gonna reflect on shit. I already know I'm correct.
In the sense that we are portraying migration across the U.S.-Mexico border, and it's a real-world topic. Yeah. This is something that's obviously very relevant here in Germany, in Europe, and around the globe. And
yeah, it's a big problem over there too. It's crazy how this what the fuck is going on with these Western countries, man? This is bad.
We want people to be thinking about
this. It's real bad.
I will say, for the people in the audience, like, I actually am kind of jealous of them, because they've probably been running around the convention all day, like, playing all these different demos and getting footage and attending all these meetings. It's tiring, bro. You need a nap. And you see this, and you're like, oh, let's check out this panel. Like, you caught yourself a snooze cruise, and then when this is over, boom, back up and at 'em, go back to making content, back to recording your videos, trying out demos for good games. Yeah, well done.
I've also been meeting with some artists that work along the border. There's an artist called Alvaro Anciso. So he was a migrant from Colombia himself, and now he goes every week into the desert and creates these shrines to pay tribute to migrants that have lost their lives, where they'll find remains, either bones or full, cadavers, and they'll work with forensic groups to identify them. So that's something that we try to capture in the game as well.
Here's the game.
The Beast. The Beast is a freight train that runs through Mexico where thousands of migrants ride on top of this speeding train. Well, it's not quite speeding, but even so, it's an incredibly perilous train. And, it's very common for migrants to lose their limbs trying to, get on and off of this train or being on board it. But this is one way to...
This is what I find is so weird, is that these people view every negative consequence from their own actions to be somebody else's fault. It's like all of these bad things are happening to you, but somehow it's somebody else's fault that it's happening.
Travel across Mexico, and it's something that we're capturing in the game as well. The Darien Gap is another very deadly migrant trail, which is between Colombia and Panama.
You can see the Border Patrol agents that are T-posed around the water, I guess ready to arrest somebody after they get out of the water. Oh my God.
And migrants will, have to trek through rivers and jungle.
Yeah.
And this is a very early prototype, by the way, but just kind of so that you get a sense of the visual.
This is a very early prototype. No, this is exactly what the game is going to look like when it comes out. Don't even front. This is exactly what the game is going to look like when it comes out.
These are other parts of the migrant trail that
I would like to remind you guys that Spyro the Dragon was like 1996 and looked infinitely better than this.
We're tackling to show again like the breadth of this story. It doesn't just start in Mexico. So as I mentioned, I've been working with some humanitarian
Humane borders. Oh God. Okay, I'll go ahead towards the end. Why this matters more than now.
We've been collaborating with, and she's saying that she was talking about January 20th, the pain that the migrants felt because everybody received a notification that their asylum appointments, so they were
this is right. So Biden had an app for all of the illegal aliens who should have never fucking been here, and asylum seekers who also should have never fucking been here. Trump, on the first day of the app, reprogrammed the app, canceled everybody's appointments, and then changed the app into a self-deportation app.
They had many of them had spent months, even years in hiding and in constant movement and migration, hoping for a chance to find refuge in the States. And now there is no asylum.
Finding refuge. I wonder if somebody tried to find refuge in your house, would you be okay with that? Probably not, right? And so it's always, these people always like writing checks that somebody else has to pay for.
I mean, to be fair, they are literally doing that. Writing a check that somebody else has to pay for. They are literally doing that because at the studio, they are writing the check and it is being funded by these other sources. Yes. Absolutely. Correct. Yes.
So this didn't just impact, immigrants in Mexico, but obviously on a global scale, there's been so much happening, and therefore, we need support, and we want to be able to support all of the different groups, both grassroots nonprofits, large-scale NGOs that are doing the work to try to ameliorate these conditions and try to...
These NGOs are going extinct, by the way, because the way that they were getting funded has been getting cut off. That's why so many of them have been shut down.
Really make a change if we can do anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have... Okay, yeah, I'm running out of time.
At no point... She's about to wrap up, guys, and at no point has she mentioned anything about gameplay, about it being fun, about it being, just any words you would have used to here market a game in, 2005, 2006, which, by the way, we've had plenty of games that were politically subversive or whatnot back in the day, but they were fun-ass video games first. I love that this is probably the most dour, boring, bro. I've been in high school philosophy classes or high school biology classes and whatnot that were more fun than this.
There's the trailer.
Okay, let's see the trailer.
Holy shit.
We won't do the trailer.
We are 28 minutes in a video that's 29 minutes and 52 seconds, and we're just now getting to the trailer. Sweet Jesus.
Wait, so you spent the entire time talking about how bad this was and just playing your propaganda, but you're not going to play the trailer for your video game at a video game convention?
They're not playing it?
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god.
Okay, sorry. It's hilarious. Okay, I'm done. That was it.
No, wait, no, we gotta find the trailer.
QR code. Thank you.
Wow. Man.
No way.
To set up everything for the closing panel.
So you didn't even show the trailer.
No, we got. Okay, Take Us North trailer from 8 months ago.
Listen. If you want a shot at making it, you have to think about this like it's an adventure.
She literally said earlier, we're not glorifying or romanticizing this, and the opening line is, think about it like an adventure. You fucking moron.
Crossing the Sonoran Desert. She's unforgiving. She may trick you with her beauty, but amongst these sands, she's the biggest beast of them all. You will find La Migra swirling above you, cutting through the sky with their blades. Avoid detection at all costs.
I would like to say we are about halfway through this trailer. We also have not seen gameplay.
We've all given up so much already. But the sacrifices will not stop here.
Oh my god. All right, 51 seconds in, and we've got gameplay. Riveting.
Fascinating, isn't it? How far?
Yes, it is fascinating. It is fascinating that in the year of our Lord 2025, that this is the best you could do. Truly fascinating.
Our hearts will go for a chance at una vida mejor. Are you ready?
Wow. Alrighty, so that's where we're at. That was the illegal migrant simulator game. Again, do I care that this is coming out? Yes, absolutely. Like I will not say that, oh, they've got no right to make this game. No, artistic freedom, by all means, make what you want. But the free hand of the market is going to decide. The free hand of the market is absolutely going to decide, and they are going to just destroy. I mean, just absolutely eviscerate this game. I'm telling y'all, we're talking 93. If I'm being generous, like 127 peak concurrent players on Steam. This will be eviscerated. And yes, while people can make what they want to make, if my theory is correct about this being funded with taxpayer dollars, no, I am against that. Absolutely no goddamn reason this level of propaganda should be being paid for by the taxpayers, and I'm willing to bet that that's what happened. But this is my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word, and please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. This was not the video I was going to do today, but then I saw that I had to, guys. I absolutely had to. So yeah, normally we cover anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles you go over on a daily basis, choose the videos to react to on the daily live streams, and of course get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to go even further, because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord and subscribe. And until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.